But who can own your DNA? Can a company own who you are or your makeup to the lowest level? And is it fair, or should it be allowed? Because the government has let it happen already. What do we think about that? Does that make sense?
Well, the issue I think you're referring to is whether or not they can patent the genetic material, and it's a long-standing debate for a while, only because initially the issue was that they determined that you couldn't patent anything that was natural, but if it was man-made, that it could be patented. And I'm probably going to butcher the name, but the case was Diamond versus Chabacarty or something of that nature, where an individual created a bacteria that allowed you to break down crude oil and wanted to patent it. And the controversy at that time was saying, okay, bacteria is a living organism, so that's going to fall under you can't patent it. But then the decision was overturned where they said, well, look, this is something that's been altered. And that's the point of the position now, where I think Myriad Genetics is the company in partnership with the University of Utah,
Right.
where they're actually trying to patent genetic material under the guise that, or I should say under the premise, because I don't know the true scientific aspect of it, but they're saying that once you isolate the gene and you purify it, is what they use, isolate and purify it, that you're actually changing it so that it's no longer natural and that they should have the right to patent it.
Now, Charles, looking at that whole premise, the companies talked about, I've spent $500 million trying to do this wonderful thing. Yet, the issue is people receiving treatment. Because this lawsuit is brought by
ACLU.
And it's dealing with these two women trying to receive treatment, I think, for some breast cancer.
Right. That they isolated these mutated genes for that cause breast cancer. But what they're trying to do is patent the gene, and also what they're trying to do is be the sole owner of the patent. So that means that no other company can even get a hold of the gene, so they can do research on it as well. So it almost gets to the point where if you don't even own your own body, you know, taking it back a little bit further, it reminds me of a case called Henrietta Lacks, where in 1951 she developed ovarian cancer, and what happened was when she died, and she went to Johns Hopkins Hospital, and when she died, they removed part of her tumor because in 1951 they were still trying to get enough specimens that would live outside of the body long enough so they could do research on it, so they could find out the causes of cancer and other diseases. They did this, and she had a very aggressive form of ovarian cancer, and the cells were multiplying and dividing just enormously at an enormous rate.
Mm-hmm.
The researcher then took that sample and sent it out all over the world, and to this day it's been like almost 500 million specimens that have launched people's careers and has really revolutionized medicine. But the whole idea is that they never got permission from her or her family, and in 1973 by mistake they found out that they had taken this specimen from her ovarian cancer, and they never got a dime from it. And these people have been making money since 1951. So, it's like, so it's similar to the same idea in terms of that when you go into a hospital, you really don't even own your own body.
So, the thing is interesting. So you can't own your own DNA, but when you're dead, your intellectual property can still be maintained by you, but not your body parts. Interesting. What do you think about what's going on with that, Zach?
I agree, with what has been said. I mean, historically, since African Americans and Africans came to this country, we have been subjected to tests and all kinds of incursions and all types of, just debasements against our minds, our bodies, our spirits, everything. And so again, it's amazing that we're even still here. and we've survived, which is a testament to our fortitude and will. But certainly, when you look at things ethically and legally, that case with regard to Henrietta Lacks and so many others, particularly if you look at the word medical apartheid, and even what Joe DeGray Leary talks about in post-traumatic slave syndrome. I mean, and tests that were done on enslaved women. I mean, it's been not just isolated incidents; it's been a pattern that has gone on. And you know, this new phenomenon, this new case, is certainly frightening and disturbing. But for African Americans, this is just more of the same.
That's right.
What's now being found out by much of the mainstream public has been the everyday experience of African Americans since we've been here. And so if people were to go and look up sort of history of what has been done against us, it's no wonder that African Americans would be skeptical about going to the doctor. We're not, paranoid or anything like that, but there are very valid reasons why. And now, of course, you see, now where everything is profitable in a public culture, ideas, body parts, everything's for sale in America. And there is no moral value. We've lost our moral values, and nothing in many ways parallels the greed and the quest for money and profits.
Yeah, and that's the sad. I'm sorry. That's the sad thing about it, because when you look at the fact that money is now capitalism, money is now driving everything. Research used to be interesting for the sake of research. People wanted to be the one to discover something, or they wanted to develop themselves as a scientist or a biologist or whatever the case is. Now everything, the mere fact that when you get a patent for the next 20 years, you're the sole, you have the sole rights to whatever you've gotten the patent for, is now, they're making that more important. And specifically with this company, Myriad Genetics, they're actually partnering with the University of Utah that's getting government money. So, they're trying to make a profit when they're already getting a benefit through their partnership.
So technically we own the gene, because the government got the money from us.
That's right.